Hello, it's Jam Games here once again, and in this video we are going to continue with the weapon upgrade machine. So yeah, let's get started. First, what we want to do, we want to create the material for the upgraded weapon. So, I actually found out, or actually somebody told me, I don't remember who that was, but somebody told me that here on the FPS weapon bundle, on the weapons and on the textures, and here on this folder, patterns, we have all these camos that we can use. So, for example, if we want to, we can, for example, take this T80s pattern and we can right click it and create a material. Let's call this material weapon upgrade mat, for example. Now let's open it. I want to do one thing here, so I want to move this a little bit further. I want to get from the RGB and I want to multiply. And I want to connect this to the emissive color, and I want to multiply by 0.1, I think. Maybe 0.2, let's see, 0.2. Okay, maybe that's okay. Now, let's say this material is basically done. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to close all these folders and go to the blueprints. And now let's open the PP first person character. And also, let's go to the interactables and open the PP upgrade machine. Okay, so now that we are here, what we want to do, we want to actually create a new function. Let's call it set weapon material. Okay, and here on the set weapon material, what we want to do, we want to actually first get the get data table row, and it's the bottom one here. And now we want to get the weapon index, and we want to string integer, and from the string we want to connect to here. So from string to name, from name to row name, and from the data table, actually we want to first select the weapon data table like this. Now we want to compile and save, and from the out row we want to actually promote to a local variable, and let's call this, for example, out row. Now let's split the struct bin. We have to do it this way because we want to change this data table according to the weapon upgrade level. And if we break it straight from here and we get a select node from here, it will give us an error. I don't know why, but okay, this is the workaround for it. So now let's actually compile and save and go to the first person map. Let's go back to the blueprints. And where here, weapon data table. Let's actually duplicate it. Let's rename it to weapon 1 data table, for example. So weapon data table is the base data table, and weapon 1 data table is the first upgrade level data table. Okay. Now let's also open the weapon struct. So this one. And now what we want to do here on the weapon struct, we want to add 2 new variables. Let's add a new variable. First one is type boolean, and the variable is called custom camo. I don't know how to pronounce that. And the next one is the type is material, and now we want to search for this one, material and object reference. Okay, so it says material. Now let's change this name to camo material, something like that, material, yeah. Okay, now we can save and close. And now on the what I actually sorry, I want to go to the weapon 1 data table. So this weapon 1 TT. And here, what I want to do, let's actually first do it to the pistol. So the first weapon. Let's go down here and set the custom camo to true, and let's select the camo that we created. So weapon create material like that. Okay, now we can save and close. Now if we go back to the PP upgrade machine, we want to create a new variable. Let's call it weapon upgrade level. Now let's set the type to integer, and let's move it to, actually let's move all these, let's move this type, actually it can be there, let's move this weapon upgrade level under the weapon index like that, and let's move the price. Why do we have the price here? Okay, oh sorry, yeah, we need the price. Let's move it under here, so like that. I think that's better. Now let's see the weapon upgrade level is compile, so the default value is 0. Now what we want to do, we want to get from this data table, we want to get a select node like this, and we want to get the weapon upgrade level to here. And on the option 0, we want to select the weapon data table, and on the option 1, we want to select the weapon 1 data table. Okay, the next thing we want to do here, we want to add a one input called default. Okay, now we want to get we want to actually add a branch after that here that we set this variable. So P and left click like this. Now we want to get from the condition and connect to the default. Now we want to add some reroutes to here so it looks a little bit better like this, and actually let's move them a little bit further down. Also let's move that. Okay, it's okay. Next thing, what we want to do here on the what do I want to do? Oh, we want to, on the true, we want to get the weapon, and we want to set skeletal mesh asset. So this one, and like that. Now we want to get from here, from the weapon mesh, let's add reroutes. So for example to here, and for example to here, because we will need to get more from this. So like that. And the next thing, what we want to do, we want to get from this and get materials. So we get an array of materials. Let's actually move them a little bit up. Okay. Now from here we want to get a for each loop and connect it to here like that. And now let's actually compile and save all just to be sure. And from here, what we want to do, we want to split this array element. And from the array element material interface, we want to set, or actually, sorry, we want to get the weapon, and we want to set material, this one, and connect it to the loop body. Okay, and now array element material interface, let's connect it to the material, and we want to get the array index and connect it to the element index. That's all from here. Let's compile and save. So what we're basically doing here, we're checking what data label to use according to weapon upgrade level. And here we are, if we are setting the material to default, because after we change the material, we have to set it back to default. So if we're setting it to the default, we are getting the weapon mesh, and we are getting its materials, and we are setting all the default materials to the weapon. Okay, so it's setting just the material to default. An easier way might just be create this separate blueprint and just remove it and create a new one, but I don't know. I think this is more simple for me. Okay, and now from defaults, if it's not default, then we want to set upgrade camo. So yeah, We want to get from here, and we want to get a for loop. So this for loop, like this. And the first index is 0. And now we want to get a weapon here. And we want to get num materials. So it gets the number of materials. Okay. And actually I think we have to get a -1 to here. No, we don't have to get -1 to here. It has 2 materials. Yeah, we have to get number -1 here. Okay. -1, because if we have 2 materials, 1 and 2, and here, if we set it that to 2, then it's 0, 1 and 2 is 3. So this way it's the same. Now let's connect, get from this weapon. And we want to set material again. Connect it to here, to the loop body. And let's add a reroute to here. Like that. And now what we want to set it is, actually let's move this a little bit further up so we can make this cleaner, like that. Because we want to get this camo material from here. Okay. Oh, what did I do? I didn't want to do it like that. Okay. Camo material, let's connect it to the material. Let's add a reroute like that. And why does it do it like that? Oh. Okay, it's good enough. Let's compile. And I actually have to check one thing from here. Yeah, everything should be fine. Okay, so we can close this. And yeah, the next thing, we want to go back to the event graph. And now I want to check what we have done here. So I can interact false and type empty. Okay, that's correct. The next thing we want to do is we want to get all these weapon variables. And oh yeah, we want to actually, let's move all these further after the weapon index, and we want to actually add here the upgrade level. So let's save and go to the first person map, and let's go to the weapon slot struct. Let's add a new variable to here. Let's call it upgrade level, and let's change the variable type to the integer. Okay, let's save and close. So now let's go back to the PP upgrade machine, and now we have this new output here, so, or new pin, and we want to get from the upgrade level, and we want to actually get this weapon upgrade level, and we want to set it to that value. Actually, sorry, we don't want to set it straight to that value. We want to get from it and add, and we want to add 1 to it. Okay, and you don't want to do it this like with increment integer and put it here and connect, because it will also increment this variable on the first person character. So yeah, you will get 2 levels by every upgrade. So yeah. Okay, the next thing is, let's connect this back. And actually, let's move this all a little bit further. And what we want to do here now is we want to actually set the weapon material. Let's move this further. Yep. Let's set the weapon material, and now we will set it to default like that. So when the weapon is going to the machine, actually, I think, okay, we might have to change this later, but it will work for now. So when the weapon is going to the machine, it will change its material to default material, or actually reset to the default material. And then we will set the visibility to true and set weapon starting location, and then all these things. Yeah, these are all good. Next thing we will have to check is when it's going to the weapon movement is going forward from here. Here we are first setting a, here is a 3-second delay. Then we set, we have to actually move this here. And we want to set the weapon material also here. Now we want to set it to the upgrade material. So, not default like that. Then all these are like that. And then this here is correct. And here, new speed 0, interact, and can interact. Okay, these are all good. We can actually go and test that. So let's compile, save. Now if we go to play, and yep, now if we try to upgrade, let's see, when the weapon comes back, it should be using different camo. And it is using, I don't know why the material have not loaded. It should have. Okay, we can fix that later if that thing doesn't start to work. Okay, so the next thing we actually have to do is we want to go to the PP first person character, and we have actually a lot of things to do there. So let's go to the PP first person character. Now let's close all these that we have open here, because we are going to need to open a lot of these functions. And actually first we have to create a new one. So let's create a new one, and let's call this call it remove weapon from slot. Like that. And let's add a input to here. And let's call this weapon slot. Let's change the type to integer. And now we want to get the weapon slots array, and we want to set array element like this. And now let's connect the weapon slot to the index. Okay, and we can split that, and everything should be 0. Okay, after that we want to call the unADS function. So this one. And after that we want to call the stop firing. So stop firing. And is reloading changing. So is reloading changing, and we want to set it to true. Like that. And after that we want to get a for loop. And the first index should be 1. So, oh no, I didn't want to open this standard macros. Let's close it. So first index is 1 because we have the first weapon slot that we use is 1. And the last one is 3 because we currently have 3 slots. Okay, and now what we want to do here, we want to actually first add a branch from the loop body, and from the condition we want to actually create a new local variable here. Let's call this found. Okay, and let's get this found variable, and let's get a not boolean, and let's connect it to the condition. And after that we want to get this index. Actually, sorry, we want to get the weapon slots array here, and from weapon slots array we want to get, and we want to actually move this here and get the index and connect it to there. Let's add some reroutes so it looks better and cleaner, like this. Okay, it doesn't look the best, but yeah, it works. Now let's split this. Okay, yeah, something like that. Now we want to check if the weapon index is greater than 0. And if it is, let's add a branch. So B and left click and connect this to the condition. And let's get from the true. Oh, my phone is ringing. Okay. And the next thing, if it is true, we want to also get from the index, array index, yeah. And we want to promote this to a local variable. Want it true. Let's add a reroute here. This should be called slot index. Okay, and after that we want to set the found to true. So this is because we are setting our weapon slot that we are currently using to 0, all the stats. Then we are doing the basic unADS stop firing and set is reloading changing to true. Then we are checking all the slots starting from first. We're checking if the normally we haven't found anything. It's default as false, and we're checking if the weapon slot is basically in use. So we are checking if we're searching for this because we want to change to the other weapon slot when we give the weapon away. So we're checking which weapon slot have some weapon that we can use. So, and after that, when we find it, we set the found to true, and also the slot index we save it as local variable. So yeah, the next thing we want to do is we want to go down here. Actually, let's compile and save. We have 6 unsaved files. Okay, now we want to get the we want to get the weapon slot in use. We want to set it. Okay, let's get from the complete. Add a reroute to here. Let's align these and move this a little bit further. Okay, maybe like I don't know. Now let's get from here and let's get a select node like this. Now we want to check if the found is true or not. If the found is false, so we have not found any weapon slot that has a weapon, then we want to get the weapon slot in use, so the slot we are using, and set it to that, because we are basically setting our slot to all the data to our slot to 0, and then we're changing back to our current slot, which is basically hands or unarmed. I will show you later. And if we found something, then we want to get the slot indexed local variable connected to the true, like that. Move this like that. Compile and save. After that, we want to get the new weapon slot number, which should be here. New weapon slot index. Okay, let's set it here, and let's set it this way also. And actually, let's align all this. And after that, what we want to do, we want to call the function called onEquip. Okay. I know that we have all the functions to change weapons and switch weapon slots and stuff like that, but it doesn't work correctly with if we are setting the weapon index to 0, it will glitch. So we will have to create this new function for that. Okay, now that we have created this, let's compile. Save. And now let's go back to the PP upgrade machine. Here is one more thing that we have to add here. And it's here before here, where we left the empty space before the set weapon material. Okay, let's move this set weapon material, all these functions a little bit further right. Now here we want to get the SPP first person character, and we want to get the weapon slot in use. Get it here, for example. Now from here we want to remove weapon from slot. Let's connect it to here. Actually, let's move it there. Now we want to get also this weapon slot in use to here. Okay, this is not looking the best, but yeah, we can actually make it look a little bit better. So let's move this a little bit further. And let's move this to here. Okay, I don't actually know if this looks any better, but yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's a little bit cleaner. So, and after that, we want to actually set a little delay here. So let's set a delay. Let's make it like 0.25, something like that. Let's compile and save. So now if we go and try, let's see what happens. Okay, my game is lagging. Okay, this is annoying, but let's see. Okay, we don't have the animations yet, but yeah, and that is still not working. Okay, so the next thing, now we saw that it set the weapon slot to, or the weapon index on that slot to 0. So what we will have to do now is, actually, you guys, I just added the base animation to my Google Drive. So you want to go to the link in the description and you want to download this base anim FBX. Okay. After that, let's go to the animations folder and let's actually just paste it to here. Oh, sorry, import it here. So new anims, base anim. Let's select the arm skeleton and let's import it. And it's like that. And it's not working correctly. Why? What? Okay, I will have to check again. Okay, so I re-uploaded it to the. Actually, I changed the rotation and I re-uploaded it to the drive, but you should already have the right file. So now we have this base animation here. What we want to do with this is we want to actually change this, or not change. We want to create a anim montage. Actually, let's first open it and let's. Yeah, it has 20 frames. So let's close it and let's create a montage from it. Like that, base anim montage. And now, also what we can do here is, we can go to the, for example, to the pistol folder. We have this pistol logo here. We can duplicate this and move this to the animations folder. Okay. Now when we go to here, we have this pistol 1 logo. Let's call this just base logo, for example. Let's open it. Let's change these. Let's go to the asset details and change pistol 1 move to base. We are later on making better animations, but this will work for now. Base, like that. And yeah, I think we actually need a. What do we need? I don't know. No, we don't. Okay, so now let's go to the APP FPS. Actually, we don't actually even have to set it there. Okay, let's go to the blueprints and let's go to the. What is lagging so much? Let's go to the animation data table. Okay, now we want to add here a new data table row and let's rename this row to 0 and let's move it up. So we have this 0. We can call this unarmed. Okay, let's set all these. Idle is just the base. All these others are base, loco, base, loco, base, loco, and base loco. Like that. Let's save and close. Now we want to go to the PP first person map, and we want to open the weapon data table once more. And we can actually create a new row to here also. Let's change the row name to 0 and let's move it up there. Now here what we want to do, we don't want to set anything else for right now than the socket name, which should be unarmed, like that. Now the lower montage should be the base montage, upper montage should be the base montage, like that. Put it like that. Now let's save and we can close. So the next thing, what we want to do here. Now we have added this here, and yeah, I think next we want to go to the oh sorry, we are on the BP upgrade machine. We want to go to the BP first person character, and we want to find the function called set new weapon to slot. So it's here, set new weapon to slot. Let's open it. And what we want to do here, we actually want to we want to go here to the start, move this a little bit further left, and we want to add here few inputs. The first one is new weapon, and type should be boolean, and we want to promote it to a local variable and set it here. And actually we already have the new weapon here, so let's delete this and let's get, you just want to rename it to the new weapon like that, connect it to there. After that we want to click this again and add yet another variable, and type is integer, and that would be called weapon upgrade level. Okay, now we want to promote it also to a local variable. And after that we want to we're checking if our slot is equal to 0. If it's not, then we want to check if it's okay. So why does this look like that? Change the slot 1. We're checking to slot 2, slot 3. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to move all these code further down, and we want to copy this top row from here. All these. Paste it to here. And move it to here. Actually, we can delete. No, we can't. We can delete that weapon slot from there and connect this to here. And let's align it a little bit better, like that. So now, what we want to do, we want to move this further down, and we want to move this set weapon slot, weapon slot array to here. And we want to add a reroute to here and get from all like that. So now it looks better. So what we need here, we want to check the array index 1 if the weapon is equal to 0. Okay? If it's equal to 0, we want to do all that. And if it's false, we want to, let's actually move this to a better place, like here. We want to connect from default and false, and we want to check if the 2 is equal to 0. And after that, from default, we want to check if the 3 is equal to 0, like that. Okay, and now we have to change some little code here. So the first one, we want to change this index to 1. Also, we want to get the, sorry, we have this new local variable here. We want to set this name to weapon upgrade level. Oh, weapon upgrade level and space. Okay, that's not the best way to do it, but it works. And now we want to get the weapon upgrade level, and we want to connect it to the item upgrade level. After that, we want to change this ammo slot to 1, and we want to delete this weapon stats because we don't actually need it. Move this all a little bit further. Also this to here and connect it. Okay. And now the next row, to 2. What we want to do here, we want to just get the weapon upgrade level. Connect it to there also. And here, set max ammo. It should be already on 2. Want to delete the set weapon stats. And connect this to here and move it closer. Like that. And the third row, we have to do exactly the same things. So I will actually, yeah, something like that. Here on the row third row, so here, we want to get the weapon upgrade level, connect it to the item upgrade level, and delete this set weapon stats, and move that switch weapon slot to closer. And also, we want to do one more thing on all of these. We want to get the new weapon, connect it to there. Also, let's get the new weapon, connect it there, and new weapon, connect it to there. Oh, okay, and like that, and like that. And now here on the last row, what we want to do, we want to item web interact index weapon upgrade level. We want to get that, and we want to connect it to item upgrade level. Like that. And the next, we want to set all these on ADS and on equip. Everything should be correct here. Okay, let's compile and save. So how long? Yeah, it has been going for 37 minutes, so I think I stop here and I will continue tomorrow because my head is not working correctly. I'm too tired. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue tomorrow. In the next episode, we will get it all working. So yeah, I think that was all for this video. If you like what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one. Bye.